I never suspected it.
A former mentee of Jeffrey Marchionne's talked to Fox 17 when the charges first came to light, saying that although he was never abused, the situation disturbed him, especially since Marchionne often befriended young men in order to, quote, help them.
It sickens me to know that, he read that manifesto and got a counselor's license.
Marchionne was a parent and foster parent to more than 20 children when the FBI said it found more than 42,000 images on his computers containing child porn. After those accusations came to light, he was accused of forcing oral sex on one of his mentees who came forward while he was locked up on the other federal charges. Court documents say that the child stated the abuse happened in Marchionne's home in Kent County's Alto Township when the young man was between the ages of 13 and 15 years old. When we tried to ask Marchionne whether he was guilty of the porn and CSC charges against him a few months ago, he declined our interview from jail.
Mr. Marchionne, this is Jennifer Dowling from Fox 17 News. We wanted to do an interview with you regarding the allegations against you.
No, thank you.
Although he wasn't talking then, he had a lot to say in federal court Tuesday. He told the judge he was guilty of having images of child porn on 2 laptops and a thumbnail drive, and admitted to sending those images to people out of state through a peer-to-peer file-sharing program called GigaTribe. Because he admitted to those crimes, prosecutors dropped the charge of advertising material involving sexual exploitation of children. As part of the deal with the feds, he agreed to plead guilty to that third-degree CSC charge in Kent County involving the teen he once mentored. A young man who knows the alleged victim in that case said, quote, "It sickened me hearing him plead guilty to the porn charges when the guy is a counselor. I think the state needs to examine the process of getting a counseling license and who gets one and who doesn't." In this previous interview, another young man told us he also questioned how Marchionne got that license.
I think his credentials fooled a lot of people.
Which he hasn't, but...
Marchionne faces a maximum of 20 years in prison for the distribution charges, including porn, and he's also expected to plead guilty to the Kent County CSC charges within the next few weeks. Now, if he doesn't make that plea deal, or if he doesn't plead guilty, rather, the plea deal is off. So he must, when he goes to Kent County Court, say, yes, I'm guilty to the CSC charge, or they will charge him with all 4 counts in the federal case.
And then after that, after he gets out of prison, if it is up to 20 years, will he be on the sex offender registry?
Absolutely. That's one of the things that the judge talked about today. Also, he would be required to be under supervision, the judge called it. So whenever he got out, there'd be a 5-year minimum supervisory period in which they'd be watching him essentially when he gets out of prison on this federal charge. And also part of the plea deal, those sentences could run concurrent. So that will be interesting to see what the county and state charge, what happens with that, the sentence with that once he pleads
And still
guilty.
So many questions about how he got his license in the first place. A lot of concern over that.
Right, exactly. And the state saying that they had no red flags earlier on when we investigated this. But of course, with the guilty plea and everything, and now this, being actually a conviction here in the federal case, it does raise those questions once again.
Changes everything. All right, thanks for that.